Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're going to be sowing the first seed trays of the new season. Hey girls, you want to come out for a little bit? I'm going to be out here gardening so you can come out. I'll keep an eye on you. Come on ladies. We'll let Dizzy and the kids out to run around. Hold on, you got to come out before you follow. Come on girl. Come on, stay with your sister. Go ahead, Echo won't hurt you. There you go. Just had to give you a little bit of space, huh? You three stay together. We have work to do, pup. Come on. We have an on and off rain day today. It's a little bit colder than it was the last 2 days. I think it's about 60 right now. We have a bunch of ducks out there foraging through the field right now. They're actually all over the place. Most of the chickens are hanging out at the barn, but the ducks are pretty much spread out all over the property here. So these aren't the first seeds that we're sowing this year, but they are the first ones that we're sowing into trays. The first seeds that we sowed were in here in the cold frame. And we are getting some germination. We definitely have some peas popping up, some radishes, and some lettuce as well. Hopefully we get some onions and carrots. This does need a little bit of water though. Boop. Boop. I need to work on doing some more garden cleanup because we already have daffodils blooming here on the pond bank, and they're going to be blooming in the other gardens here soon. But those flowers are already growing, and I need to start with the seeds that still need to be germinated. Huh, Pop? You want to play cube? It's not much of a ball. But you like it. Oh, you're quick. He's a good goalie. Come on. Let me get it past you. There we go. I need to gather up a few things for this. And I started to organize some seeds I plan on starting here. We're going to do this in the greenhouse because that's where I have my potting table. I have it battened down for wind right now. Watch out, pup. Go ahead, make sure it's safe, buddy. Well, it's not too warm in here. Oh, we still have the ant lions in here making little divots and holes. If you don't know what these are, you didn't play outside in nature enough as a kid. I'm Pop. I just grabbed a small bag of seed starting mix just to get started here. I'm gonna get this dumped in and then grab some water so it can start to soak it up. That's a little heavy. I'm gonna add a little bit of perlite here. Hold your breath, Pop. Out. Usually want to wet down that. What are you doing over here, girls? And where's your sister? She's way up there. Come here, chickens. What are you doing down here? What are you doing, Dizzy? Hey girl, don't go in there. Why are you going in there? Come on girl, at least stay together. Get down here. Don't need you wandering off. Stay with your mom. Come on girl, come on. No, let's head back down to your mom. Come here. Oh girl. Puppy, help, don't follow. You got to go around. Good. Oh, don't run out. Trying to take you back down to your mom. Where are you trying to run to? What are you doing, little friend? You're just a tiny little one, aren't you? You're just trying to get a snack, huh, bud? Yeah, you go ahead. I don't want to bother you. Oh, you want that sunflower seed so bad, but it's hard to get open. You're too little. All right, you do you. I got to do me. Come on. Come on, girl. Your mom's over on the patio for some reason. Come here. You're making too much noise. You're okay. I'm going to take you to your mama and your sister. I don't know why they're in here. Here, at least stay together. Wherever you are, stay together. All right, watering can. We'll get some pond water here. Hey, little goldfishies. Yeah, we're going to be cleaning up the pond here by spring. I did see the bass, though. The bass is in there and alive, getting bigger. Up, up. Okay, we don't want it too wet. We just want it damp. So I'm going to put in probably just about that amount. And I'll give it a nice good mixing. And then I'm going to leave it sit here for a little bit so it can soak it all in evenly. I might need a little bit more water. You want a chocolate cake mix, if that's a good example. Kind of like ground meat, just holds together. and then breaks apart. So that's actually not too bad, maybe just a splash more. There's a lot of peat in the Miracle-Gro seed starter, so it holds on to a lot of moisture longer. That's good. We'll just put the bag over it so it doesn't dry out as easy. Now we need to pick which trays we're going to start. And for that, we're going to need to know which seeds we're going to start. Good job, Rufio. Good job, Rufio. He comes all the way down to the garden so he can crow in peace instead of Sammy and Bert up at the barn. Hey, Sammy. Good job, Rufio. I hope you guys are out enjoying nature today. Echo Pup is. So the seeds I'm going to start right now are the annual Coreopsis. This is just going to get me a nice early pop of color. I also have some of these, but these are I'm going to direct sow, so we'll get to there. But I'm going to start some cabbage. I definitely want cabbage started in the beginning of March here. I'm in zone 6A, so it's just the right time to start your brassicas. Beginning of March is the right time for brassicas to be started here in zone 6A. I'm also going to be doing some broccoli and cauliflower, snowball cauliflower and Copenhagen market cabbage, and then I'm going to be doing purple sprouting broccoli, all from MI Gardener, and then I also have some Romanesco just to try something different. For the brassicas, I don't want to use these smaller trays that give you 72 cells. I'm going to go a little bit bigger to these trays, which give you 48. So I have a 48 count cell tray here, and I have it laid out the way I'm going to be sowing them. I have half a tray of cabbage, a quarter a tray of cauliflower, and then I split the last two with the broccolis. And then for the flowers, I do have a 72 count cell tray. Half of the tray I'm going to do with the Coreopsis. I do have an old packet of the Brocade Marigold mix, which is my favorite marigold, so I'm hoping that these are still viable. I'm going to do a few rows of those, and then the last 2 rows I'm going to do with Bachelor Button. They're going to be a really quick early bloom. I'm going to direct sow those Bachelor Buttons as well, but I want to put some in the tray just so I can move them around and maybe have a better germination rate. And then I have over here as the last one the High Scent Sweet Peas. These are going to get direct sown as well. I'm pretty sure I can get 2 trays sown out of the 8-quart bag of seed starting mix. And Echo Pup's going to be right outside waiting. We don't really eat many vegetables in my family, just some meals here and there. So these are going to be mainly for the animals. That's why I want to do a lot of the cabbage. And then all the birds love the leaves of the broccoli and cauliflower as well. I do want to harvest some of the cabbage as people food though, because I have large crocks I got off my grandpap. So I want to try and make some sauerkraut in them. All right, it's a little bit warm in the greenhouse. I got to give it a minute. I did come down here into the vegetable garden yesterday evening just to spread some of the wood chips around. I just wanted to get from the POW out a little bit before I had to start loading up a wheelbarrow and taking them through the rest of the garden. So I'm starting to get the mulch spread around here in the pathways of the vegetable garden, but we still have more than half of it to do. But it looks like we have a chicken down here trying to help on the squash mound. What are you doing, Dalmatian? How'd you get down here? Why are you down here so far away from the barn? I have chicken wire all around my garden. Hey, Snowball, you're not supposed to be in here, huh? Ducks, what are you doing? Oh, we got another Snowball down here. Ladies, you just doing what you want, huh? Keep it tight, ducks. I have animals just walking everywhere right now, but I wouldn't want it any other way. But if I have time today, I'll get the wheelbarrow up from the barn. My garden wheelbarrow is actually broke down right now. It doesn't have any wheels on it. So I'll get the wheelbarrow down from the barn because I got to move that big pile of mulch over here into the pathways. Up, up. And I think I want to put a stone ring around the pollinator circle this year just to try and differentiate it a little bit better. And yeah, I never got the rest of that hay up onto the squash mound. I got busy up at the barn that day. There's a lot to do and it's just me, so I'm doing the best I can. But we're gonna knock these gardens out piece by piece, and we're gonna start with sowing some seeds here. I start off by packing each cell tray very tightly with my fingers, getting that all the way into each corner of the cell, and picking out any big flat pieces or sticks. Well, that's it. We didn't quite make the whole tray, but we got a dozen more. So what's that, 36? We've got 2 trays of 48. They're just bigger cells and littler cells. Up, up. You're such a good helper, buddy. Yeah, you fit right in the greenhouse with me. Good boy. So I'm still going to do the brassica tray like I said, but for this tray I'm going to do 36 Mardi Gras, and then I'm just going to do 12 of the brocade marigolds, and then all the bachelor buttons I'm just going to direct sew. Where are you digging to? You're going to make it dusty in here, Boyle. I'm not going to go through them all, but it's pretty simple. You want to bury the seed twice as deep as it is thick. Most brassica seeds are tiny, so they're only going to be about 1/8 of an inch deep. Echo Pup's going to take a nap. I just have a little pencil here. I'm going to make my little divots and then drop the seeds in. And now we're going to do the cauliflower. I'm doing 3 or 4 seeds per cell in 2 different sides. I poke a hole in one corner and then the opposite corner, and then I try and put 2 seeds in each one just to give myself the best chance of germination. It's never fun to have everything germinate except for one cell. You can see the Romanesco seeds are pink. That's because they're covered with clay and a dye to help you see the seeds, but also to help the seed retain moisture around it whenever it's germinating. The only problem is they don't store as well as untreated seeds, so you definitely want to use multiple seeds when you're sowing these just to increase your germination chances. Alright, this tray is done. I'm going to set it outside in the rain just to get it out of the way right now. What are you doing, Pop? Getting some fresh air? Is the neighbor about to walk her dog? And keep an eye out, buddy. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing with the flower seeds. These Coreopsis seeds are actually really tiny, so they're just going to be about 1/16, just barely covered under the soil there. And then the marigolds are a little bit bigger, so we're going to bury those just like I said, twice as deep as the seed is thick. I don't even know if I have 36 seeds here. When sowing tiny seeds, you want to make sure you have a level surface, just in case you drop the seed and it drops too far into the soil. You don't want it buried too deep. A little scratchy. Just like that. Alright, well, that's all the further one bag's gonna take us, Pop. So I guess we're done. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to be keeping these trays out in the greenhouse just yet. It's still getting pretty cold at night, and I don't want to keep a heater out here until I have enough plants out here to make that reasonable. I have a root cellar inside that I usually start all my seeds in, and once I grow out of that root cellar where it's too full, I move everything out here, and it's usually warm enough outside by then. We're just coming into early spring now, so we're still going to have some big temperature swings. But this is where I have my potting table. It doesn't matter if I spill any dirt on the ground. Echo Pup loves sitting out here with me. Yeah, you do. And when it's raining, it sounds nice in the greenhouse. It could put you right to sleep. Ooh, the geyser. The ducks are loving the weather today. They're just moseying around the whole entire property because it's all flooded. So I'm gonna move this tray outside. It's not raining very hard, but any little bit of moisture on there won't hurt. But I am gonna give them a light watering now, make sure those seeds have plenty of moisture to get germinated. And I wanna get these in the ground while it's raining. Go on, Bup. I haven't had much luck growing the sweet peas in the past, but I'm going to try and grow them this year on these 3 trellises out here in the island. I have these 3 butterfly trellises right here, here, and here going across the peninsula here of the island garden. I didn't get around to cleaning up the island garden yet. I'm holding off on this one because the chickens still come down here, so if I put fresh mulch down, they're just going to scratch all through it. So I'm trying to work on some of the gardens that are close to the house first that the chickens don't go in, and then hopefully when I get around to this, I'll also be getting around to adding some fence up on the homestead. Now these sweet pea seeds are larger than everything else we've sown today, but we still use the same method, twice as deep as they are thick. And usually for pea seeds, it's okay if they even go a little bit deeper. I'm just going to clear a little spot here down at the base of the vine, shove my finger in the soil because that should get me deep enough, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 of these. Excuse me, pup. Excuse me. Keep on walking. Vrit. Vrit. All right, I'm just going to put 4 of these in here because direct sowing outside always decreases your germination rate. So there we go. And they're done. They're done. That's all we need to do. I'll pop. And I'm going to do that again at the base of this one. Excuse me, buddy. Well, this one's harder. Find some soil here. There we go. Cover them up. Gently pat that in so they have complete contact with the soil. Good to go. And one more here. We're gonna have to go on the back side of this one under the leaf. This looks like a good spot. It's a little divot. The water will drain into it, help it hold. Oh, there's even a worm in there. There we go. You can get back in there, little buddy. Thought about feeding you to Dizzy, but I'll let you go back to work. Up, up. We did it, buddy. You're helping with the gardening. I got a muddy finger. I don't want to rub your head. I have 1 seed left in the pack. I'm just going to put it at the base over here. If it germinates, then it does. If it doesn't, oh well. But I got to give it a chance. There we go. The pond is nice and full. I have the rain coming off the roof going right into it. Well, it goes into the sump pit, and then the geyser puts it into the pond. And we got our first blooms on the property. Little daffodils. Gorgeous. Hey, little ones, you made it back inside. Where's your mama? Where's Mama Hen Dizzy? I'm going to go ahead and close you up so you stay in there, but I'm going to go find your mama. Where did she go? Hope she didn't go back to the barn. Rufio's up at the barn. She was down here yesterday, so I'll check this first. Hey, Dizzy girl, you in here? Any chickens in here? No? Puppy, we need to find Dizzy. Come on. She was dust bathing over here the other day. I don't see her. Maybe under the tree? Yes! Is that my No, that's a gourd. Puppy, false alarm. Dizzy? No. Dizzy? No. Dizzy, what are you doing in here? You don't live in the shed anymore, girl. Come here. Did you forget you moved? You silly chicken, you had me worried. This is your new address, girl. Excuse me, pup, let me get the door. Excuse me. There you go, Dizzy. Jeez, girl, did you get lost? It's either that or your kids are annoying you, huh, pup? Huh? With the bachelor button seeds that I have, I'm going to direct sow these just across the top of the bank here. That's going to give me some early color. They're really quick bloomers, only 55 days to bloom. The bees really love them, and I like the purplish blue color. Blue boy. All right, with these, I'm just going to make a little trench here in the soil. The soil is a little bit better over here because it gets layered with compost, but they only need to be a 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just going to put these in here and then space them out about every foot. Yeah, this says thin to 8 to 12 inches, so we can even go closer than that. Move these gourds out of the way. That one's broken. Those didn't make it, but you might be surprised. The seeds are probably still good in these, and they might actually get a gourd to sprout right out of the roughage. I'll make a little trench going along this top too. and a couple over here, and I'll just sprinkle them in. Get these leaves out of the way. They can cover up seeds and snuff them out from sprouting. And we're done. Let's hope for some early color. Up. Yeah, you're all wet. So Phil didn't see a shadow, so we're supposed to have an early spring. If you don't know what that means, you're probably not from PA, but we have a groundhog that if he sees his shadow, then we have a late spring. If he doesn't see a shadow, it's an early spring. It's a real big thing in Punxsutawney. I'm not in Punxsutawney, but everybody in PA knows about it and pays attention to it because they're usually at least 30% right. I planted some columbine roots in here 3 years ago, and it's really starting to spread by seed. I see little sprouts coming up all over the place that weren't the roots that I originally put in. I even have one coming up in the crack in my steps. I'm going to give these trays here a little watering. I don't want to do too much, but you have to water from the top a little bit to get them to soak in. And after they sprout, we can do bottom watering. If you have a more gentle waterer, you might want to use it. I'm going to grab 2 lid trays here. We can close up the greenhouse. And these, like I said, they're going to go into my house where I have a root cellar and some grow lights, and they'll probably even go on a warming mat just to get them started. And I'll keep you updated if we get some good germination on them. But that's going to be all for this one. We're in the throes of getting the new gardening season going. There's a lot to do out in the gardens, but we also have to get the seeds started. So we're going to be bouncing around a lot here coming into spring. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. If you liked the video, hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.